had some technical difficulties that we just figured out. So hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Please reshare this with anyone in your group. Make it a watch party on Facebook. I definitely want to have some people listen to this message because I really think it can help them and where they're at right now. But first of all, let me get a thumbs up if you can hear me. That will be great. Let's make sure that the audio is working fine. We're looking at the live stream just to make sure that you guys can hear me and we're good to go. Apologies about that. But you know what? Obstacles come up, and it's all about how you figure them out. And I think obviously we had to troubleshoot very quickly to get this thing turned around, but we were able to do so. So again, thumbs up if you can hear me. If you can, that would be awesome. Thumbs up. All right, perfect. I think. Wait a second. Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me? So you guys know this is like all the way live, right? Because you are seeing the behind the scenes um, that we are experiencing right now, which is a part of the process. So let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear, and make sure our audio is great. So thumbs up if I'm coming through clear, no reverb. That would be amazing. Waiting for my guy to hit me up. Let me know if the audio is working. Great. All right. So if you give us like 1 second, just for confirmation, we're streaming to a couple different platforms. I want to make sure the audio is working, that we can definitely get this message out. We're very excited to be here today. Very excited to share with you all today this message about creating this lifestyle where even when obstacles come up, you don't get flustered. You figure stuff out. And I think the difference between champions and chumps is when obstacles arise, you start blaming, pointing fingers. And at the end of the day, you just want solutions. So how do you figure that out? How do you find solutions? How do you find out ways that you can solve for the issues that you're going through? All right, great. I think the audio may be on and may be live. We are waiting for a thumbs up on our device. 1 second. Did you get them? All right, great. Well, awesome. Well, welcome back. I know we said we were going at 5 p.m., but obviously had to switch it up to come back at 6 p.m. But all good. Thank you for joining me back in, man. And I'm going to give you the same amount of energy that I was going to give you at 5 p.m. And again, glad that you're here. And today, what I want to talk to you about is this whole Champions Academy and this whole elite performance and what you need to do in order to change your life and change your life for the better. Because my belief is this. My belief is that we are a champion. That's right. I believe that you're a champion. And I believe that there's something inside of you that's burning and trying to get out. And I think you really just need the tools in order to get that done. And my job over the next 45 minutes is to give you some of my experiences and how I was able to achieve that despite adversity, despite obstacles, despite, some situations that don't always go your way. And that might be the same thing that you're dealing with. And I want to show you tools that I've used, that I've developed, that I've learned for some really great people, Hall of Fame coaches, players, really successful CEOs. And the most important piece is I'm going to show you how that breaks down and how you can apply it into your life. Because it doesn't really matter when we're talking about being a champion and successes and what's on someone else's plate, because we can't eat that. So what it really comes down to, what boils down to, what are you doing for you and your life? Like, what are your struggles? What are your desires that you have that if you achieved, that will mean a world difference to the people that you love and care about? And I think we all have that mindset, and it really is not as hard as we think it is. And sometimes that self belief and that limited belief about, oh, now that he's not talking about me, I'm talking about you. If you have what it takes, and if you're willing to do some things and practice some simple things, and now they're simple but not easy. And if you're able to do that on a consistent basis, then yes, you can become a champion. And I'm just excited to share this information with you and really want to get started. And first and foremost, you're back on here. You're committed, so thank you. But my name is Gary Brackett, and yes, some of you may know me from my time with the Indianapolis Colts. I played 9 seasons there, and if you caught the tail end of my career, I was a captain. We played in 2 Super Bowls, won a Super Bowl, we lost a Super Bowl, but it didn't start that way. Very humble beginnings, making the team as a free agent, doing everything I could on special teams, and then going out there, being able to perform, being trusted after I went through some really personal adversity that I had to overcome with the loss of my father, mother, and brother, and really had to deal with that my first and second year in the NFL. Then the third year was named starter, fourth year named the captain, and then remained in my career I was a captain and someone who actually played in the game, played in the Super Bowl, led the team of tackles of both Super Bowls that we're in. And for me, it was never about personal stats. For me, it was all about being a leader, being a servant, and being able to help others really do better in their jobs. Because my belief has always been, as a leader, that my job is not to create more followers, but yet to create more leaders. So I'm very proud about the people that I played with that, went on and left the Indianapolis Colts and still playing today. Antoine Bethea, one of my best friends, 14-year guy, Hall of Famer in my book, Reggie Wayne, Hall of Famer, Robert Mathis, Hall of Famer, Kittle June doing great things. He's going to be a head coach. Gerard Powers, Peyton Manning, the list goes on. Like great men that I played with and really learned some valuable lessons. And I really was able to use them in my life and what I do on a daily basis. So I'm going to continue to serve and continue to give back. Second thing, I got my MBA from George Washington University. And when I was finished playing football, you think I retired. Like, I'm done. I played 9 years, made great money, and I retired. And I can remember sitting at home, or coming home one day from the golf course, and my daughter, Gabrielle, saw my wife, who was a doctor, and she says, "Hey, why is mommy going to work 16 hours a day? And like, you're coming home from the golf course, like, slightly intoxicated. Like, what's going on with this?" She asked me, she says, "Dad, where do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "What are you talking about when I grew up? Like, I'm grown. You see this house, these cars, these rings?" And at that moment where I was at in my clarity, where I was at in my life, I thought that was it. But now where I'm at, turning 40 this year, my world has really changed about what's really important. And I think that alignment about, who I am, the man that I became, what I now value, and what I now deem as success. And maybe your definition of success is you want to make a bunch of money and fly private jets. And that's great, good for you. But if your definition of success is alignment and making sure that all the areas in your life, your health, your fitness, your finances are all consistent and coherent on who you are and who you claim to be, then I think Champions Academy and this program, what I'm going to share with you today, is for you. Because it's amazing, like, when you get to the mountaintop, when you get to places that not a lot of people are able to go to, and you realize, like, this is it. And I think the most meaningful thing when I think about the relationships in my life, that's the stuff that really has the most meaning. So my definition of success has changed, and for me, it's not to tell you your definition. It's up for you to figure that out. But again, the Champions Academy, I'll give you some tools and some exercises, some worksheets to help you kind of develop that. And I think that's what it's all about. Certified franchise expert. I am currently CEO of a restaurant group called Stack Pickle. We have 10 locations, 7 franchisees at the time of this recording. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has affected us in a major way. We've been closed for several months now, and really just figuring out what that all looks like when the world gets back to normal. And I think some difficult decisions will eventually have to be made. And I think, just preparing for that and really just understanding that, opportunities, obstacles, they're all come hand in hand. And as a champion, I think it's up to you to show up in every single situation that you're in and make the best. And just know that, no matter how many times you fall down, you're always going to get back up. And I think that's that lifestyle, and that's the mentality that you have to have. And it's amazing when you're able to get there because you really feel invincible. Not because nothing can hurt you, but nothing can keep you down. And that's the real true mark of a champion. Commercial real estate broker. Been a broker for a number of years. Always dabbled in real estate. I've had several rental properties. I've flipped houses before. I've negotiated deals. And I think, being well-rounded and having a multi-pronged approach is very useful as an entrepreneur, and just give me great perspective on what's available out there, and just different numbers, return on investments, being from real estate, from restaurants, from some of my other investment opportunities, just have a really good understanding on where you should put your time and capital individually. Now, for you, it might be different because all that should be based upon what your purpose in life is. But once you figure that out, man, you can really go all in on what gets you excited. So I'm very excited about, my career and what I was able to achieve. And I just want to show you. I just want to show you my world of elite performance and show you my world of how I got to where I got here, and more importantly, how you can get there. And again, like I echoed in the beginning of this program, I said, you're a champion. So if you're a champion right now, I want you to flex your arm, like flex your muscle on the screen so we can see it. My team's gonna be interacting with you. So if you have any questions, please share them as this goes on, man. But really believe that. And I think once you start believing it in your mind, and sometimes you need a coach in order to help you get there, but man, you start to become invincible. So really understand that you're a champion. Give me a pound, give me a fist, give me something, a thumb. Okay, that you understand, and you're here because you want to be a champion, and you realize that you are a champion. And now I'm just gonna give you some secrets, some tools to really help you advance in your career. So one thing I want you to remember, that you get to decide how you will leave your legacy. You get to decide, and you need to share what special abilities makes you great. And I want to share with you with this, and this is like resonating the entire program, is that you can live your life like a champion. And once you believe that, I think anything is possible, man. So I'm extremely excited to be here and give you this information. So I want you to buckle up. I want you to be ready. Avoid the distractions. Maybe take notes on either written notes or on your phone. Like I can't understand my writing after I write it, so I gotta take them on my phone, which is all good. But whatever you want to do to take down some of these notes, man, I promise you there's gonna be some nuggets in this conversation that's gonna be able to help you, because I want to do a couple of things. One, I want to imagine you scaling your business faster. If you're a small business owner or if you're someone aspiring to be a business, like just imagine you scaling your business faster. Like I've done that. I took a restaurant that had, 3 locations when I started to purchase it at 6 to 10 to 7. I mean, it's possible. And it's all about systems and process and understanding who you are. Second thing, imagine having crystal clear vision on your plan. I talk to so many different people in my coaching programs that, suffer, unfortunately, from the SOS. And that stands for shiny object syndrome. And every time they see something new, they're chasing it. And that's not what it's all about. It's about really having the clarity about who you want to be and what you want to do in this life. And I think I want to give you that clarity as well. And then 3, whatever your vision is for your life, whatever that clarity pertains, I'm going to venture to say that it's going to be derived around some sort of financial results. You got to put finances in place in order to live the life that you want. You just have to. So yeah, again, you get to define what that looks like, but again, it's going to have to be some type of financial results being built, being developed in order for you to live that championship lifestyle. And yeah, maybe as an investor and you're invested in businesses and they're growing and scaling, and maybe as you starting your own business as a solopreneur or buying a franchise or whatever that is, like you have to have a plan and be intentional about your financial results. And I want to give you some tools in order for you to do that. And despite where you're at, and if that plan doesn't work, then you're going to have to pivot. But again, just planning and preparing to pivot, it's all about growing. It's all about developing into your best life. So I really want to share with you today some of these things that I've learned and some of these changes that occurred in my life to really make you better. And really some people that I was able to help with this philosophy. Aaron Foster is a good friend of mine. He owns probably the hottest studio in Chicago called Psychotherapy. Him and his wife does an amazing job. And I've been talking to him since the pandemic started and the shutdowns, and they moved their business virtual. And even before virtually, he had a business inside of a studio that fortunately they moved and they showed some promises that didn't work out. So he was left without a studio for a few months. And he was figuring out like, what exactly he wanted to do. And I was able to help him gain that clarity to put his model together and open up his studio in Chicago. And it's thriving. And he's now looking at potentially franchising, scaling, getting multiple locations. And he's really doing something he loves inside of the studio. The next person I was able to help, Mark Famietti. He's a writer, producer, actor in Hollywood. He's a guy who came from the tri-state area and a guy who moved to Hollywood like so many when they're young. And he really was there. I mean, we're around the same age right now. And he recently moved back home to be closer to family. And this whole notion that we convince ourselves we can't perform our jobs in a different state. And all that is wrong. And it really just helps him look at some cause-benefit analysis of the situation and some decisions, give him some better clarity about what he wanted to do within his life. So that was an amazing work with him as well. And then lastly, Tashara Ayers, who is a radio host, a personality in Philadelphia. She does a lot of seminars. She does a great job of using her voice. And I don't know if you know about Alexa and all these different voice programs, but in the next 5 years, the voice industry alone is going to be worth billions of dollars. So she really is on the forefront of that and being able to coach others on how they can use their voice of audiobooks and commercials and Disney, whatever that is, different ways to kind of use their voice in order to be powerful and make different streams of income, which she is able to achieve. So just like on the field, when I was a leader and I was a captain and I would get the guys excited before the game, and the one thing that I would mainly say, like I get asked a lot, like, what would you say before the pregame speech? And my message to them is my same message to you. And it's like, all I want is all you got. Right? All I want is all you got. And that's what life is all about. It's about leaving it all out there. And when you do that, you can really live life with no regrets. And yeah, you're going to fail, and yeah, you're going to make mistakes, and that's cool. But guess what? If you've given all you have, then I promise you, somehow, some way, you're going to find a way, and you're going to make it happen. So really lock in, give it all you have and everything you do, and I promise you, like, you can live the rest of your life like a champion. Like, it's really possible, and I'm excited for you. So I want to ask you a question, like, are you ready to join? Are you ready to get excited? Are you ready to learn how you can get this type of clarity inside of your life? Well, if you are, you're definitely in the right place, and thank you for being here, because I want to give you an exclusive sneak peek behind a program that I created called Champions Academy. It's my flagship program. It's something that I really believe in, and I'm, different programs in terms of being a CEO and productivity, but at the core, in order for you to grow and to scale your business, you need to have a solid foundation. And in my mind, Champions Academy was created so that it can have individuals invest in themselves and they can have a solid foundation in these 7 key pillars in your life that we're going to go over, so that, you're able to make decisions because that foundation is strong. And oftentimes, people try to make decisions, but their foundation isn't strong, and, everything else crumbles. So it's really about, figuring out who you are, what you want in your life, getting that strong foundation, and then from there, the other pillars of your life, financial, health, fitness, relationship, everything comes into place once you understand who you are and how to kind of lay everything out. So in the course, what we're talking about mainly is dealing effectively with setbacks. Like, we all have setbacks in our lives. It's just a part of life, right? There's winter, and there's spring, and there's fall, and there's summer, right? And since the beginning of time, there's been winter, fall, spring, and summer. And I think, oftentimes, some people are in summer when others are in winter. And that's okay. But it's just figuring out, like, where exactly you are in your life, how do you react in those situations, and ultimately, how do you get to a point where your life is spring and summer? And that's possible for you to get that. And also, how do you find the fastest solution to your challenges? Man, I see some people that, are still stuck with the same challenges from 10 years ago. And it's like, how is that? How you haven't found a solution for that yet? So the ability is to be able to find solutions quick. And I think when you look at people that are successful, it's not because they're not without problems, they're not without adversity, they're not without challenges. It's because they dealt with all those in a fast possible solution because they have a core and they understand their foundation is there and they can kind of build from there. Draw from your creativity to find new solutions. Man, this is so valuable. And in life, this is a business tip, right? So write this down, right? You have your resources and then you have your resourcefulness. And so many times in small businesses, and so many times when we're going at it by ourselves, we're looking at our resources. We're looking at how much cash we have on hand. We're looking at where our physical location at. We may be looking at our people that we have working for us. And all that is great. And that's your resources. When we're talking about your creativity and your resourcefulness, talking about your ability to learn and grow and develop new ideas and things. Your ability to network, your ability to barter and trade, your creativity. Like if you're in this period, this COVID-19, like what can you do for others that can be balanced out, right? You don't have to exchange financial. You can say, okay, this is where I'm great at, this is where I excel, this is where you excel. How about for the next month we trade benefits and none of us pay nothing? And it's that type of creativity that keep winners winning and keep everyone else, still stuck trying to figure out how they feed themselves. The next thing, get through hopeless situations without fear. Man, there's going to be some times where some situations that you face will look like there's no answer. And you're fearful. And what I've learned is that one of the reasons you have that fear is because you don't have enough information. So in Chambers Academy, we teach people about how they get more information so that then they can make solid decisions and find those fast solutions. So that's also important in what you'll find in the course. And then this belief in yourself and your dreams. And your dreams are just that. They're your dreams. And if anyone has to believe in them, it's you. And the way that you believe and go after your dreams is really going to excite others and get other people want to support you, be behind you. And that's amazing. Like when you believe in yourself, when you're motivated, and you're inspired, and you're going to do great things. And despite what we do, we're going to, have failures, and we're going to use those failures as lessons, and we're going to use them to our advantage. Because in life, it's not that you lose, it's that you learn. And what you learn from some of your mistakes, what you learn from some failures, and you're able to apply that, man, you're able to really use that and propel yourself and buy that type of speed that you no longer have to suffer the way you did before. You actually got smarter and grew and was able to grow through some of those mistakes and through some of that failure. And I think by doing that, what you do is you maintain enthusiasm in the face of adversity. So many people ask, when I went through adversity, like, how can you still have a smile on your face? And I can legit tell you, like, if I lost everything and, if I had to start over, like, I would have a smile on my face because I'm a champion. And despite, like, what the outside world says to you, I know really what's important. And I know what my definition of success. And it's about relationships, it's about growing, it's about contribution. And despite anything, I know I'm always going to be able to do that. And that's what keeps me up. That's what wakes me up in the morning without an alarm clock. It just gets me going because I know why I'm here and I know the ability that I have to change lives. And I think that's important that you have that same ability, but you have to get to a point where you're finishing what you begin, you're finishing what you start. And I'm telling you, when you do that, you're going to be able to live a lifestyle of your dreams. But it all starts with your mentality, you taking the first step, you believe in yourself, and your ability to figure it out. And this whole notion that I can't do something, we need to add yet to it. I don't know that yet. I'm not strong enough yet. And when you add yet to something, it gives you possibilities and gives you the ability to get there. And I want you to start changing your language and how you talk to yourself so you can develop that yet mentality and you can understand that you have the skills and ability inside of you to figure it out. And I think that's important to realize. There's some things that are challenging. First time I wrote a book, challenging. First time playing NFL Stadium, challenging. First time opening a restaurant, challenging. But guess what? I figured it out. And despite anything that comes my way, I know I figured it out as well. And that's what you have the ability and the mindset that no matter what comes in your life, you're going to figure it out. Because if you think about it, like to this day, you survived 100% of your bad days. And I'm going to venture to say that, you're going to get through this as well. And I think it's just that mentality and that strength and focus on what you can control is extremely important. So I want to give you something. If you stay to the end, this is important. It's going to be a special bonus. I'm going to give you something called the Championship Morning and Master Your Day, because I believe, being able to master your day all starts with your morning routine. And I'm going to give you some tips around how do you build that championship morning routine that you can be on fire when you get up and you can really live your life with attention. All right, so that's going to be yours if you stay to the end. I'm going to email that to you if you signed up. If not, if you're on Facebook now, if you could potentially DM me your email address. I know you may not want to put it on the feed. Somebody else might hit you up, but however you want to, definitely sign up for our news feeds, man. Let me get your email address. I'm definitely going to send you some bonuses and some value after this is over. All right? So how does that sound? You guys excited? You ready to get into the game? If you're ready to get into the game, let me say let's go. I want to hit let's go, exclamation point. If you're ready to get to the game, that's what I want to see on the timeline. Please type that in right now. Let's go. It's let's go, let's grow. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get you in this game. So I think some of us, we have fire from time to time, and then it dulls out. So what I really want to do is I want to reignite that competitive fire that's burning inside you. It may be dim, and it may be slightly out right now, and I really want to reignite that fire. Because it's amazing, like when you get that motivation, you get that belief that you can create anything and do anything, man, it's powerful. So it's really about reigniting that and keeping it lit. So that's what we're trying to do. And in this program that we're going to discuss and give you a sneak peek behind, it's really about developing this mindset of a champion and understanding what that means, understanding, what that developed. And you're also going to get a rock solid playlist of some of the courses, the modules that we have inside of there, and some really exclusive training that I've never given before. I mean, I've been speaking for a number of years, 15 years, and I've trained companies and had some powerful keynotes, but I really kept a lot of this information exclusive inside of Champions Academy because I want people who are willing to invest in themselves to really get benefit. And that's, honestly, that's how I had to get my benefits. So I think my mindset of stepping into the world and understanding what it means to develop yourself and really, I really give you the opportunity, if you qualify, to build this championship framework, this championship game plan, this winner's mentality, these championship habits that if you apply in your life and do it on a consistent basis, time and time again, like your results will be 10x. And next year, you'll look back and say, man, how much I've grown because I've invested in myself and I took a course to give me the ability to grow. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that at the end, to sign up, and I'm going to give you a really great price, and I try to make it a no-brainer and put some tremendous value in there because I believe in this. I believe we're all one decision away from changing our lives. And that decision could be for you today. I'm going to give you the opportunity to purchase Championship Academy, to join us inside, and it's really the ability for you to really level up and to grow into the person that you want to become. And, speaking from someone with experience, someone who's been around, who talked to plenty of people, I want to give you that opportunity. And I'm just thankful for you for being here today, being willing to listen. And really just the first step, just gathering information and figuring out, is this something that you're willing to do, to commit to make a promise to yourself to see through? Because if you are, it's going to change your life. So, in my life, like we talked about the Stack Pickle, where I was able to grow it from when I first started 3 stores to 6 stores to 10 to 7 franchisees, putting all the systems in place, the processing, 300, 400 employees, the meetings, the structure, all of that type of stuff, I really figured out, and I really was able to essentially document that and those processes inside of Champions Academy. So for you, if you're in your business and really in your life, you can actually get, you can buy speed. of someone who did it before and figured it out, and give you some lessons that I've learned through some of my coaches, some of the people that I've dealt with to kind of get me to where I am. Also, the field of football and the experience of playing at a high level. I mean, the Colts organization, if you're a Colts fan, go blue. If you're not, I'm sorry for you. But when we played, we had the most wins of any team, any decade of football. So from 2000 to 2010, we actually won, I think it was 115 games in that decade. Those more wins than any team in any decade of football. And throughout those wins, we had some tremendous lessons that we learned. And obviously, we had a lot of unfortunate failure as well. But you learn from both the success and the failure. But so many valuable lessons that we learned and how we built a championship culture inside of our organization, and how, like me and Peyton, we led the team. Like, he was the captain, I was the captain. We had other captains, Melvin Bullitt, Adam Vinatieri, and guys really just did a fantastic job of, getting the message from the top and really communicating that across the organization. And I tell people, I wasn't a football player. Like, I wasn't a defensive captain. I was a CDO. I was a chief defensive operator. And my job and what I did in terms of communicating the game plan was very similar to what I do now as a CEO, very similar to what, Fortune 500 companies do. We just did it on the field of football. But the whole organizational structure, leadership, a lot of those transferable skills from a sport, from the organization that you're in now. If you want to leave and start your own company, a lot of that stuff that you've learned, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting with experience. And just be willing to know that, and willing to know that a lot of other stuff that you can learn and you can develop along the way. So, again, I'm going to teach you this dream, this championship lifestyle, and I'm excited because we have goals, we have dreams, and, we want them to happen, but wouldn't it be great if they could happen faster? Just imagine that goal that you have for yourself, that you're able to get there not only faster, but with less work. And it's really this mindset of figuring out what really works in your life. And I'm going to talk about this champ framework and how we get you there. And I think that's the result, because some of us, I'm going to be honest, we've got dealt some bad cards. We got built bad cards. Depending on what industry you're in right now, in the pandemic, if you're a grocery store, if you're Netflix, if you're Disney, you're loving life right now. People are stuck at home, or your computer programs, right? You're loving life. But you're in other industries, man, it's tough. If you're in restaurants, closed pretty much, no sports, it's tough. It's a bad hand. And there's nothing that you can do about it. But what you can do is what you can do. And you can control the controllables. You can control things in life that you can control. And that's all you can do moving forward. And I think, having the ability to understand how you react in times of controversy. And the great Martin Luther King, he said, the true measure of a man is how he behaves in moments, not in moments of convenience, but how he stands all times of controversy and challenges. And I think, if there's any challenging time in the world, it's currently right now. And I know we had different stuff with the Spanish flu and Ebola and some other things, September 11th, the financial crash, all challenging. But what we're doing right now is really unprecedented, and I think you really should want to figure out not only how you get through it for yourself, but for your family, for your loved ones, for your employees. Because I tell people all the time that I coach is like, if you want to be a CEO and you want to be a rock star, there's no way that your organization is an 8 and you're a 6. It's not going to happen. There's no way that you're a 5 and your organization is a 10. It doesn't work like that. If you're a leader, and we're all leaders, then we have to be 8, 9, 10 for our organization to be an 8, 7, 6. And we have to set the example. And I'm a firm believer the speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack. And if you're in a position of power, if you're in a position of leadership, if you want to lead, then guess what? You have to grow. You have to invest in yourself. You have to get outside your comfort zone. And you have to develop new skills and systems. Just like I did going back to school, get my MBA after my daughter asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up. Right? And it's a very valid question, but you just have to be ready to really take that step to invest in yourself to really transform your life. So my promise, right? Talk about transforming your life and your business, unleashing your inner genius. We all have it inside of us, and really just figuring out like how you could be excellent and how can you really, whatever you're passionate about, how can you go towards that passion, and you can do that. And this is what it's all about. And this is like the whole methodology of Champions Academy, of my coaching program. And it's this champ framework. So we all know the champion. We hear it all the time. But the champ framework that we created is C, understand your current situation. Where are you currently in your life, and what does that look like? And so many of us, sometimes we're looking at beer goggles at our life, right? And beer goggles is like they're a little foggy and they're not accurate. So in order first to understand where you're going, you gotta know where you are. So take an honest assessment of where you are currently. Next, H, we're gonna hone in on your desired destination. Where exactly do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Like the best time to have the map is when you enter the woods, right? That's what Brendon Bouchard says a lot. Someone who I follow, who I admire, and it's true. Like the best time to have a map is before you enter into the woods. Well, guess what? Once you hone in on your desired destination, then you can apply the 80-20 principle. You can really figure out the 80-20 principle that states that 20% of our activities results in 80% of our actually rewards, our benefits. And your job is to identify what that 20% is. Like, what's your unique skill and ability? What's that one thing that you can do that's better than anyone else? And once we figure out what that is, then we can take massive action. And the action is massive, it's consistent, but the results are massive. And they're massive because you're really doubling down on what works. And when you figure out, like, where is your time best spent, what's your best opportunity cost, what's your highest and best use, man, like, the world starts to really open up for you because you're seeing how people, you see maybe they're on social media, they're posting pictures, they're flying all over the world, they're taking vacations, and you might be thinking, oh, man, they're lying. Yeah, some of them, but some of them aren't. Some of them are really operating in their expertise, operating in their special skills and ability, and they're living that lifestyle. And it's authentic, and they're loving it. And I think you can get there too, man, if you really understand who you are, who you want to be, and putting in the time to understand where your time is best served. And then lastly, is this whole pursuit of a championship transformation. And that pursuit is important because it's not about where you are currently, but more importantly, this life that we're going to live. And making sure that, we live a full life. And making sure that we're not where some people claim the richest place in the world is. And it's not Dubai, and it's not, the Hamptons, it's the graveyard. And it's the graveyard because so many people die without ever showing the world their expertise. And if you really want to get that dream, that business started, you really want to scale that company, if you really want to do those type of things, then guess what? You got to make an investment. You got to trust someone else to potentially see the picture because you're inside the frame, you can't see it for yourself. And that's why you kind of invest in programs. That's why you invest in different things because you want to build this lifestyle. And inside the course, again, there's 7 pillars that we kind of talk about, and that's that championship DNA, like your self-discovery. It's your fitness and your health. How do you develop your fitness and health? It's those championship habits and about your career and your business and what are you doing there to kind of grow and to scale. Like, I promise you, your lifestyle is going to include money. It has to, unless you're going to be a monk. Maybe I don't know if theirs include money or not, but most lifestyles include some sort of earning potential. We're going to talk about your home team, your family, your children. We're going to talk about your social relationships, the people that you're close to, and your friends, and the people that you network with, and how that helps out. All that stuff is very important, and you gotta have a plan for it. Talk about your finances, and what does it mean to be at peace with yourself. And I think all those things are what we cover inside the Champions Academy. I call it the 7 pillars of our lives, and it's our ability to really, master all those areas. And when you do, you can really find true happiness because you're operating in your giftedness. And I think that's what it's about. It's about gaining respect to others. It's about, looking at yourself. I've talked to Cedric, one of the people that I work with. 1, getting married, so very excited. 2, graduating college, had a job, and just really figuring out, like, man, what does it mean to lead? And, like I told you before, a leader is someone who, the speed of the leader determines where to pack. And, obviously speaking to him about, how he presents himself, and how he speaks to other people and how he communicates and all those things. And I think he's on his like fourth raise right now. And he's just a guy who's excelling in his career, excited to get married soon. So I'm going to be there to kind of support him. But really someone who's really living their life. And really, he has a whole thing of sweat check where every morning he kind of, gets a group of people to say that they're working out and tag other people, inspire other people to sweat, to work out, to exercise. Man, and that's the type of lifestyle you want to lead, right? And it's about being a champion, again, not only for yourself, but being a champion for others as well. So I really want to help you. And I think this is my time, this is my invitation to help you. And I'm going to be honest, maybe it's one-on-one, maybe it's not. I mean, that program is very expensive to work with me one-on-one. But what I've done is I developed everything that I used to do on a one-on-one basis, and I packaged it all inside of a course. And I'm going to give you an opportunity at the end to make a decision if you want to level up in your life, and if you're ready to gain clarity inside your business, inside your personal life, and really live your life like a champion. And I'm excited that, this little kid right here that, grew up in Glasgow, New Jersey, was born and raised in Camden, New Jersey. I don't know if anyone's familiar in Camden, New Jersey, but a very rough part of the state. But when I can remember being in high school, one of my teachers asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I told him that I wanted to be a football player. And like, hey, pick something else. They thought I was being funny in class. I was a football player. Like, no, I want to be a football player. Like, I saw Reggie White come to my school. He spoke. Everyone loved him. This is big, massive dude. He had respect. I watched him on TV every Sunday. Like, I want to play football. And she sent me down to the office because she thought I was being respectful. The class was laughing. Of course, they're not helping me out, right? She's like, that's unrealistic. Pick something else. So I'm getting offended. Like, what are you talking about? Unrealistic. Like, you're unrealistic, right? So she get down to the office, and obviously, they call my parents. I go home, my father's there. And my father's 6'3", 250, 260 pounds, the kindest man ever. He was, I say he had a PhD in street smarts. He was a Vietnam vet. He grew up in Camden. And he asked me what happened. And I tell him, the teacher said that my dream of being an NFL player is unrealistic. And the next thing he shared with me, it changed my life. And he told me that never let anyone's perception of you become your reality. And if you're gonna like write a note down, if you're gonna like hashtag something, you're gonna tweet something out, is that never let anyone's perception of you become your reality. And that's the honest to goodness truth. And despite what people think about you, despite what people project you as, guess who gets the last say? You. You control your own reality. And that's the beautiful thing about life and about creating this championship lifestyle, that you get to create it. And my little niece right there, beautiful Louisiana, she's now a college graduate, has her own career in real estate, doing some other things, so very proud about her. All my other nieces and nephews, I got like 21, 22 of them. So, and it's all about, creating this lifestyle and believing in yourself, even when others don't. And I took that belief and went on to be a walk-on in college, Rutgers University. Shout out to Rutgers. And my man Shiano's back. So y'all better watch out in the Big East if they play football this year. Well, I hope they do. But yeah, man, went to Rutgers, was a walk-on. Unfortunately, didn't have a scholarship. It was a moment where I think I wasn't going to be able to stay. And I ended up being able to stay, getting a scholarship, developing myself into a starter, a captain, and an MVP. And I went from actually like filling my car with everything I owned because I thought it was it and I was going home, to actually being given a scholarship, then being a starter, then being an MVP, and then now I'm in the Rutgers Hall of Fame. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm telling you what's possible. What's possible when you begin to believe in yourself, when you begin to operate in your giftedness, when you begin to really understand that you're not there yet. And again, yet being like the word that you really need to start to develop and understand and hone in on, because yet is so powerful. Because you have the ability to learn, you have the ability to grow, and you have the ability to invest in yourself to get to where you want to go to. went to the NFL as a free agent. Similar story. Didn't have a scholarship. The draft just occurred. Wasn't drafted, and was really fourth string. And same mindset though, right? No one else's perception is my reality. So every day just showed up and went to work. And ended my career like we discussed as a captain and as a contributor. And and all this started from this little pimple-faced kid from Glassport High School. High school, 500 kids, middle class parents. Did everything they could to support us. Right? They refinanced their house in college twice in order to pay for my tuition. And man, they just really would give the shirt off the back to anyone in the community. And that's the type of mentality that I have. And it's just been a blessing to be able to grow up, to develop, to be able to change lives, to be able to develop systems and programs in order to help people. And I think that's really me operating in my giftedness. And that's exactly what I encourage you all to do. So my question to you is, how long has your dream eluded you? How long have you been sitting there waiting on this ideal? How long have you been dealing with the pain from a past relationship, from potentially you not making it to the NFL, from potentially your business filing bankruptcy, or you going, how long have you been dealing with that pain? How long have you been looking at your business, looking at your finances and thinking like, man, I got to grow it. I got to scale it. I got to get there. But you're so busy working on your business that you don't have the ability to work in your business. Or you're so working in your business, you don't have the ability to work on your business. And I think all those desires that we have, again, we can get there. But it's about us really believing in ourselves and figuring out, like, what is it that we should be doing? And it's this whole notion of this addition by subtraction when people go over the course. And so many people think, like, oh, I got to add more stuff. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just like, doing more or doing less. And what does that look like for you in your life? And I think, if you're somewhere right now and you're frustrated, if you're unsure, if you're maybe killing it in some areas of your life, and you really want to figure out, man, how can you become more well-rounded? One of the guys that I coached was killing it in the real estate game, being a top producer, overweight, no relationship with his family, and health was in a crisis. And I could promise you, if he didn't change his life, then he was going to end up somewhere very sick. And being able to really refocus on his fitness, on his health, on his relationships, and just as successful in business. And, a lot of us have been fed these lies that it's all about work, 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 work. And work is important. There's times in the season where work is going to be, what we need to do. But there's other times we need to focus on other areas of our life and really be able to show up. And I think that's important for us to realize. And a lot of us, honestly, are going to need tools in order to get that done. So my goal inside of Champions Academy was to give you the tools that you could break free from the sidelines and that lackluster life, lackluster career that you're in, and really give you the tools to really level up to become a champion, to live life on your terms, to create your own reality. And so many times we have this envy of Instagram, and everyone, of course, is posting their highlight reels. But in our mind, we're thinking like their life is so great and my life sucks. And I can promise you that's probably not true. But guess what? Your life can be as great as you make it. Your life can be as great as you invest in it. Your grass can be as green as you water it. And that's what it's all about. And you have the ability to get that done. And, to take a plunge, to go out there and live life on your own terms, carefree, fearless. And I think you really have that ability to do that. And to have that spiritual clearness that you're okay being alone. Because you know exactly what you want to accomplish. And you're not bored, you're focused. And I think it's important for us to know that we can all live a life where we really can understand and really do what we're capable of doing. So, I don't know if one of these problems are holding you back, if you're struggling with something that I mentioned, if it's something else, maybe you want to share with us, like in the comments, like what is something right now that you're struggling with? What is something right now you're telling your best friend, right? What are you struggling with? What do you need help with? Is it finances? Is it fitness? Is it health? Is it relationships? Is it business? Is it career? Or if you don't want to answer that, right? Because we all live this life where we don't want to put our business out there. What is a goal of yours? I want you to write down what's one of your dreams, what's one of your desires, the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. What do you want to accomplish in your life? How about you write that down? We're not going to worry about your fears. We're going to keep them to ourselves for now, unless you're brave enough to do so, and it's so good for you. But if you're not, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What it is that you want to do in your life? What it is that you want to accomplish? Write that down as well. Because I want to tell you something. Like, I want to help you. And I want to help you be able to achieve two things. One, overcome those fears and frustrations and that anxiety. But secondly, help you achieve your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Because it's possible. And yeah, you might have to pivot, and we might have to understand exactly what it is and what skill sets you have and what you don't have yet. But guess what? It's possible, and you can get there. And again, like, you may need some help. You may need someone else to kind of come up and coach you up about some things in the life that we can get there. And again, from celebrities, NFL players that I work with, from Hollywood actors, from business owners, from regular people just really trying to level up in their life. Like, we all have fears. Fears of failure, fears of rejection, fears of making a fool of ourselves, fears of going at it alone. And a lot of times we just need some confirmation, affirmation about we're on the right track. And if that's you, if you want to figure out, like, what's really the difference, if you're stuck and you want to figure out the difference between a chump and a champ, and it's really this. That champions find a way to get unstuck. Champions find a way to believe in themselves and take action now. Champions will invest in themselves and not just talk about it. They're not just gonna, yell and scream what they're gonna do. Because I live by this model, like, your actions speak so loud I can't hear what you're saying. All right, write that down. Your actions speak so loud that I can't hear what you're saying. And I'm not from Missouri, but, played with a lot of guys from Missouri, and apparently it's the show me state. And that's what it's all about. It's about showing people your desires, showing people what you're about. And that's important. And I think you have to, in order for you to show them, you have to understand what that is. So really get that clarity about what that is, so then you can go on in return and show them. So if we talked about your solutions, we talked about some of your problems, we talked about some of your dreams, but I really want you to figure out that, like, you can get there. If your dream, again, is to grow or scale your business, like, there's no monopoly on success. And more millionaires are made in times of adversity and times of challenge than any other time in history. So this is the time to be licking your wounds. This is the time to be having that victim mentality. This is the time for you to be a victim. This is the time for you to figure it out, what it is you want to do with your life, so that you can have your dream job. This is the time for that light bulb moment, that ideal, that dream, right? You look at, so many Uber, so many companies, that Instagram, they exist in 2008, that was born from that, and that now are thriving. Like, what's your idea? And maybe it's not a grand company. Maybe it's just something else that you already have a company. You're just going to build it. You're going to grow, and you're going to pivot. That's fine. You're going to take your business from offline and take it online, where everyone is at. That's great. You can get that done. But you have to understand exactly how you're going to do that. And I can venture to say that it's going to be you uncovering some things inside of your life that's going to help shore up every pillar inside of your life. And once we get there, once we have that championship mindset, that everywhere we show up, we're going to show up like a champion, we're going to give it our all, until it's time not to, until we figure out, like, hey, maybe this situation doesn't serve me anymore. And there are going to be situations like that. But as long as you show up and give it your all, and as long as you show up and do everything you can, then I think you're going to be okay. And I think for now, the whole thinking of, you need 10,000 hours in order to be successful, I think that's outdated. That's wrong. The whole thinking that, you have to have a great last name, or if you're unfortunate, or if you're poor, you don't have any resources, you can't make it. That's wrong. I think the game has changed, and it's changed for your favor. And instead of this mindset of saying that I can't, you have to, like, figure out I will, and not only will, that I could, and that I am. And I think that language change is so powerful, because essentially what we've found out now through research is that our neuroplasticity, we can rewire our brains and our patterns based on our daily activities and habits and our subconscious mind to make that inside of our conscious mind, then we can start showing up as a champion. And it really just starts for us to make the decision to rewire our brains that no, this is my angle, this is what I'm going through. I'm no longer going to let anyone tell me what my perception is. I'm no longer going to let people, the fear of someone laughing at me, the fear of me doing something, the fear of me failing, I'm no longer going to let that stop me. I'm going to go on and I'm going to create my own reality. And if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to like have incredible results, right? If you're ready to step into a life where you're thrilled, I mean, when you're happy and you have the ability to zero in on your goals, you have the ability to overcome your fears, to unlock your potential, and to achieve the success in your life that you deserve, then this program is going to be great for you. Because one of the things that I took from Coach Dungy, he used to have these signs in the building, all across our building, no excuses, no explanations. And it's all about results. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We keep score for a reason, because it's about results. And if you're in a place right now in your life and you're wanting to get some results, if you're wanting to figure out ways you can fitness in your health, that you could figure out a new diet. And it's not even a diet, and we'll go over this in the course, it's about a lifestyle. And the diet may jumpstart that, yeah, you might jumpstart it, but being able to look at a plate like this, where when I was younger, or when I worked, like, what is this? What is it? But now I look at like a plate of food, and I'm like, man, that's going to be nutritious, and it's going to give me energy. And chickpeas, where I didn't know what they were, I love them now, right? And I think having the ability to look at things and really be ecstatic and happy, and when someone sees you, they just see the joy on your face, the excitement in your life, because you're creating this championship life. You're living life on your own terms. You're creating your own reality. And again, I think it's possible that you can do that, have peace, every area of your life you can solidify. And I think that's what it's all about. Like living your life to its fullest. And my question is like, why not you? Why can't you make a shift in your life and you live a life in abundance? And you choose in your life that, you know what, I'm done with being a father. I'm going to start leading in my life. And you know what? I know times are tough. I know there's adversity out there, but I'm going to embrace it. And I'm going to grow from this area. And I'm no longer going to be in this comfort zone. I'm no longer going to be asleep when I'm broke. I'm no longer going to be miserable. I'm going to take charge of my life. And I think when you start doing that, man, the world's like an oyster. It opens up to you. And if you haven't known by now, if you just tuned in, whatever, my name is Gary Brackett, and I want to be your championship coach. And I developed a program where I took 7 pillars of your life that we're going to go over and really talked about how do you become a champion in each area of your life. How do you really understand what's important, what that champ framework looks like, and how do you apply that inside your daily life. And throughout my life, I've been featured in magazines, Indie's Child as a franchise expert inside a franchise dictionary with my growing franchise. I spoke on stages in front of thousands of people, spoke on companies, on panels. I've done keynotes, I've done workshops, and I've really just been able to really communicate these lessons, whether in front of thousands of people or just one-to-one on individual coaching sessions, that let's break down what it is that really gets you excited, that really makes your dreams and makes your face light up. And when you get there, man, it's so easy to live. And how do you get there at the same time being true to your family and having a great relationship there inside of your community? I have a foundation, Impact Foundation, where I help serve over 200,000 individuals here in Indianapolis. And man, it's just such a great feeling to be able to serve others and to be able to give back and really live a life that I'm passionate about. And maybe that's not your passion, that's fine. I'm not here to judge. But whatever it is you're passionate about, let's figure that out. And let's have you start operating in your genius. And it's all available to you inside of Champions Academy. And there's going to be a link posted right now. If you just like, hey, I heard enough, like, I'm ready to buy. Like, there's going to be a link posted right now that you can sign up today for this Academy course, because, again, this course is going to be a game changer for you. And it really give you the tools that's required to really gain that clarity in your life, to really scale your business faster, and to really understand, like, how do you stop being afraid? And how do you start living outside of your comfort zone? And that's all available to you. So you're ready to get started. If you need some more information about what's in the program, I definitely want to share that with you and how you can apply it to your life. And ultimately, it's about taking charge of your life and stop settling for second. Stop settling for everyone else's perception and really start living your life in your own reality. So, again, Aaron, phenomenal. Probably going to talk to him not tonight, tomorrow, about what he's doing in his class, his studio, really blowing up. There's Mark, who, again, is doing a great job at home with his family and friends. Obviously, social distance, so he couldn't be in a better place. And then Tashara really in position to thrive. I mean, everyone's going to get pushed online because of this pandemic. And being able to use your voice and show up online in an authentic way is going to be a very great opportunity for her. But what's your opportunity? What's your radical change that you're looking to create for yourself? And I think, the whole ability to develop this growth mindset where, you look at failure not as the opposite of success, but an opportunity to grow. And you look at, things that you haven't done before and things that you currently may not be good at, and you say, yet. I'm currently not good at that yet. But you're willing to commit to learn, to grow, to develop, to practice, and to go after it. And if you're willing to do that, man, I think this would be a perfect opportunity for you to live your life like a champion. Live your life with joy, with excitement, and, we all can get it done. And it's just about you making a commitment. So I want you to be all in. I want this to be something that you're excited about. And for me, it's not about selling you or convincing you or, hey, you must buy this or, like, none of that. Like, I'm not pulling anyone's. I want to show people what exactly is possible. What exactly, if you stop running, if you make a commitment and you invest in yourself, what's possible for you in your life? And trust me, sometimes, again, you're one decision away from making a decision that can change your life. And I think when we figure out that, the person that we're blaming is the one that's looking at us in the mirror, that's who can really be responsible. And when we take that level of responsibility, we have the ability then to take charge of our lives and change our future. And you have to be all in. You have to really figure out that you're ready to go. You're ready to get started. And if that's you, if you're ready to get started, let me see you type in "get started." I'm ready. I want something in the chat right now that you're ready to go. If that's you, you're ready to get started. I'm going to break down Champions Academy to you and really give you module by module what's in there, what you're going to learn, and how it will help you inside of your life. So, again, Super Bowl champion, learn some valuable lessons, leading the team to success. And a lot of those lessons are inside the Champions Academy. And I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of you. And, imagine yourself not settling for less. Imagine yourself stepping up into your highest potential. Imagine transforming, like, areas of your business, your health, your relationships, and your passion for life. Like, how valuable is that for you? And if you're ready to get that done, I think it's time for you to become more confident. It's time for you to have your own championship trophy inside of your life, to really create your own hero in your life story. And if you want to become the hero in your life story, then I think it's time to really consider Champions Academy. The first module, we talked about it, the championship framework and how to overcome obstacles and become a champion. And how do you really get better clarity about who you are and what your values are? And so many of us, don't really have a good understanding of who we are, what our values are. And I think the framework really gives us that. It gives us a game plan. It gives us a roadmap on what we are and what we want to do inside of our lives. And I think, again, in order to build a house, right, I told you about, I was in real estate, I flipped houses, I got rental properties. And in order for any of that to be successful, it has to have a strong foundation. No different than you being a champion. That foundation has to be strong. And that's what we do in the first module, championship framework, really work on your self-development. Championship DNA, we learn about mastering your day. We're learning about leading from where you are. We talk about your business, your career, and how do you show up in a positive way and make the change. And my belief is this, and again, if you stay on to the end, we're definitely going to give you a copy of an ebook, a worksheet, Championship Morning. How do you master your day? My belief is this: if you can master your day, you can master your week. You can master your week. You can master your month. Master your month. You can master your year. You master your year. You can master the rest of your life. And it's really thinking about day-to-day activities, what you can do, still having that vision for your future. And that's what Championship DNA is all about. Talk about your championship habits, your fitness and your health. How do you take care of that? Like, how do you develop healthy habits that are going to serve you and that's going to protect you and not going to harm you? And I think so many of us, we're all a result of our habits. And while we might have a lofty goal, and goal setting is incredible, we have to have healthy habits in order for us to achieve those goals. So really breaking down those habits, because if you just had habits and high performing habits, you can be able to reach whatever goal you want to. But you can have a low goal, and if you don't have great habits, guess what? You're not going to get there. So how do you create those habits in your life and sustain those habits that you can kind of get there, you can kind of achieve what you want to? How do you figure out ways to take care of home? How do you develop this championship framework inside of your home, inside of your family, where you can show up and you can be authentic and you can do things that are beneficial? And I think that's an area where obviously we all can grow. I know I can grow in a lot. And I think it's an area that is I'm working on it, and I have some success. And I want to share that with you in terms of how you look at different things and how you can show up and how can you be a great father, husband, friend, and how you can kind of, show up in that area of your life. Relationships are important because, this whole notion, I don't know if you saw this, read this or not, but we're our average income is the average income of our 5 closest friends. And, if our relationships are those that are around people that are successful, then guess what? We challenge them for us to be successful. So I think it's like surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you have people in your life that you love, no, I'm not telling you to get rid of them, to stop hanging with them. I'm telling you to level them up. And we talked about it before. The goal is not to create more followers. The goal is to create more leaders. So how do you create more leaders inside of your own network of individuals? Or how do you surround yourself with others that are successful, that can potentially help you, teach you, train you? And that's what the world is all about. Champion finances, how you be proactive, have a game plan, where you put your money at, how you budgeting it. And I think that's important in terms of getting to your goals, because let's be honest, if we want to have that lifestyle that we want to create, it's going to require some sort of money. And how are you going to get that done financially? And then lastly, spirituality. How do you show up with peace, with stillness, when you make your decisions so you can live life without any regrets? And if that's you, you're trying to live your life without any regrets and you're trying to create that spirituality like a champion, then I think it's time for you to really consider Champions Academy. And if you're still here, I'm going to get into the details of what it looks like. And Champions Academy, the question, like how much it costs. And I'm going to be honest, like I've spent over 6 figures on, I spent over 6 figures just on my MBA. That's like pure. I spend thousands of dollars every year on conferences. Like I invest in myself, in my education. And I've saw programs like this go for easily $24.95. And if I were to tell you the value that's inside of the course, like I would feel good selling it for this price. I really would. Because I really think it has that type of value in it that can help. But guess what? It's not even going to cost nowhere near that. It's not. And I want this to be approachable. I want this to be something that you can implement in your life, something that you can grow, something that you can develop. And if you want to do that, because I feel like of the price point that, Champions Academy is something that you can be able to afford to do and go through and level up, like we're just going to charge $9.97 for Champions Academy. That's right, not $24.95, not $5,000 like I spent on some courses and some coaching programs that really didn't teach me a lot and really put their fears on me instead of, really living my own reality. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about $9.97 for a program that's really going to teach you, really give you the ability to level up, become a champion inside of your life. But I didn't just want to stop there, because I knew like a few things. I knew that some people are like still hesitant, still unsure. and asking themselves, like, is this something I want? What's going to happen if I don't like it? I'm going to give you 100% guarantee Championship Academy. 14 days. If you don't like the course, you can go ahead and you can turn it in. You can afford refund. So really, at this point, it's risk-free. It's hassle-free. You can contact us info@GaryBrackett.com, support@GaryBrackett.com, and you can contact us 14 days within side of your purchase, and we'll give you a full refund. And the reason we want to do that is because we want people to be able to join the course, enjoy the course, and then be able to really like put work in. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like this isn't a magic pill. This isn't something that all of a sudden you're gonna listen to something. No, you're gonna have to print out worksheets and actually do work and do some self-discovery. And if you do that, then you're gonna have a game plan that you can use for your life. And if that's something that you're interested in, I have even more for you. And Lori and Jason's two of my favorite people in the world. I'll still currently work out there. I can't wait till we're back open. They have a great gym, F45 franchise. And really talk to them about putting the tools in place to thrive, to build a community, set an environment. And man, they took it and they ran with it. They have one of the greatest communities that I've been a part of in terms of workout. And they make it extremely fun. And Lisa just had a little girl, beautiful little girl. And she's an international business owner, and really giving her ability to really gain clarity and really take her business to the next level. And you know, it's just amazing, like the transformations that I able to see from people that I either coach on one side of this program, and I want the same thing for you. And I think those responses is what keeps me going, keeps me doing what I'm doing, operating, and my giftedness continue to be a contributor. And I want to give you like even more. Like my job here or my goal is I want to overdo it. I want to make this a no-brainer for you. So I put in some really special bonuses inside of this course. Obviously, you're going to get Champions Academy, and I feel very highly about that course. And if you just pay for that, you will gain extreme value. And you'll gain value in your life and clarity and be able to scale your business and really understand like what you should value and where you should be important. But if you're a business owner, you're aspiring to be a business owner, I put together a course entitled the CEO Playbook, and really giving you the strategies that if you implement in your life, you can immediately bring value inside your organization. Like I've been a CEO for 6 years, and there wasn't any courses or blueprints. Yeah, it was business school that I paid $150,000 for, but a lot of that stuff was like obsolete when you went into like a real life business scenario. I'm gonna tell you like real life business scenario from someone who's done it, and some mistakes that you can avoid, and also some things that you can implement inside your business that will help you grow, scale, and get to the lifestyle that you want to create. That's valued at $497, and that's gonna be inside of a course, absolutely free as a bonus inside the Championship Academy. There are also going to be my 16 championship principles, and I believe we talked about finding solutions faster. And the reason that I believe that you'll be able to find solutions faster is because when you are able to rewire your brain and figure out what principles that guide you, that serve you, you no longer have to think about things because it's going to be about principles. Like, again, with some of my principles, speed of leader determines rate of pack. It always means if I'm in a situation of leadership, I'm always going to show up, right? Your number one ability is your availability. I know that it's not about how much money you have, what kind of car you drive. No, are you available to the people that love you? And I think all those things are just wired in myself, and they're really explained within the championship principles, and really give you the ability to get that understanding and develop your own principles, or maybe you don't have to. Maybe you just use mine, which is fine. So we're going to value that at $297. Again, that's going to be a bonus, and that's going to be absolutely free if you purchase the course today. Also, we're going to have a private Facebook mastermind group. So you can be in a group of like-minded individuals who are going to be in there asking questions, Q&As, giving you support so you can thrive on this championship journey and making sure that you're not alone, which a lot of people feel like they are. I really want to give you the pieces and the puzzles to create this championship lifestyle. And we talked about habits. We talked about goals. And I want to give you a course just on building championship habits. What does that look like to build a lifestyle based on habits? And really breaking down daily activities to put it into stuff that information that high achievers, Hall of Famers that I played with, Pro Bowlers that I played against, CEOs that I've been able to be next to and have discussions with and talk about what they do on a daily basis, habits that they create that really show up in their lives to give them ability to kind of perform at a high level, at an elite level. And I think you can implement those habits inside of your life and you can level up as well. So that's going to be yours as well, absolutely free. And then the last thing I'm going to give you is this 7 Secrets to 7-Figure Entrepreneur. I know there's still this magic affinity for 7 figures, and I want to show you how you can get there in the most beneficial, fastest way, and of course, 7 Secrets to Create the 7-Figure Entrepreneur. So all that's going to be yours inside of Champions Academy. So I just want to look at this value stack of everything that you get today for the price that we discussed. The CEO Playbook, Championship Habits, 7 Secrets to 7 Figures, Championship Principles, one-on-one coaching with me. I plan on calling you while you're taking the course, probably midway through, to check in, see where your game plan is going, see if we need to make any habit adjustments. Then also showing up inside the Facebook group as well. And all these are all going to be free bonuses for you, all total up at $28.85. So when you add that to the cost, the regular price of Champions Academy, and eventually we'll probably we'll probably increase the price as we continue to add bonuses and add different courses inside and outside of here. Yeah, we're gonna continue to add the price, but you're gonna get locked in. So whatever's in the course today, and as it develops and grows, you're gonna have access to that. And until we actually change the course, we call it something different, as new thing. But as we add it and grow to this course, it's all gonna be available to you. And that's going to be a huge bonus for you that you're going to have lifetime access to that. And the total value of Championship Academy and all the bonuses, it adds up to $5,380. And I'm going to give it to you today for $997. But if you're still here, which a lot of you still are, so shout out to you if you're still here, I'm going to make you a deal. Since you showed up and since you are here, you're dedicated, and because of the time that we're in with COVID-19, because of the pandemic, I want to make you a special offer. And that offer is, if you're someone who's committed and you're someone who wants to today take charge of their life, stop living in fear, start to scale their business, start to show up in every area of their life that matters, I'm going to give $200 off that cost, and I'm going to give it to you today for $797. Championship Academy, everything we saw that's inside of the course, what it's able to do for your life. A CEO, someone who's been through a lot, someone who knows how to deal with adversity. If you're willing to do this, then you can take it today for $797. The website, what's the website that they can go to? So GaryBrackett.com/champions.academy. GaryBrackett.com/champions/academy. That's going to be where you go right now. It's going to be in the comment section. You can look on that. You can sign up today for $797. All of the bonus, all of the value. And I get it. It's an investment. And it's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your future. But I've always looked at it like this. I had a coach a couple years ago. And I was talking about, should I go to MBA school? I was talking to him about the cost of MBA school. And he's like, yeah, but you haven't mentioned the value. What's the value of MBA school? What's the value of learning this valuable information to scale faster, to have better relationships, to live the life of your dream? What's the value in that? And man, the value far exceeded the cost. So anytime I make decisions in my personal life, I don't look at the cost. I look at what value is there. And then anytime I do look at the cost, you know what cost I look at? The cost of not taking action. The cost of being stuck and being in the same place that you're in right now, and then the cost of indecision. And how farther could you be in a year? How much more valuable could that be for you? If you had that clarity in your life and you understood who you are, what's happiness worth? What's commitment worth? What's a plan worth? And for me, I think it's a no-brainer. And I definitely want to give you this opportunity. to understand some of the things that gave me the ability to get me to where I am today, and really give you the opportunity to do it. And I think if you're not in position to pay $7.99, I get it. We're going to break it down. We're going to give you the ability to pay 3 easy payments of $2.99. And again, that will be in there as well. And it's a 14-day period where you get to cancel. And I really think I made a no-brainer. We spent a lot of time, years, developing this course, putting everything together. And obviously, we get that the time is challenging. And I just wanted to present the information and give you a chance to, again, take control of your life. Give you a chance to stop living in fear. Give you a chance to, once and for all, figure out what it takes to be a champion. And I've done, so much research, talked to so many individuals to try to give all that information inside of the course. Because, look, like tough times are always going to show up. Like adversity, like I'm not immune from it, right? I'm in this pandemic with you. There's some challenges that I'm facing, just like everyone else. But despite it all, I know in my life that I'm going to be okay because I know how to live like a champion. I know how to hustle. I know how to go to work. I know what my values are. I know what my lifestyle is going to be. And now it's just a matter of going out and getting that work done. And the part that worked for me is adding value in other people's life. And again, building other champions. So I would love for you to go to, again, GaryBrecker.com, look at the coaching section, and that price is going to be $7.97 if you make the decision today to purchase the course. And if so, I can't wait to see you inside the Champions Academy. I can't wait for you to grow and learn and develop and make a decision today. Again, one decision away from changing your life. And I hope that is you, and I hope that's today. I hope to see you inside the Champions Academy. Well, thank you again for showing up. Thank you again for taking the time. And I just want to encourage you to make a chance. Make a choice today to grow, to develop, to once and for all get your game plan solidified so that you can show up every day in every area of your life like a champion. Thank you all for your time. I truly appreciate it. And I will see you on my next masterclass or webinar.